In New York at that time when Rhoda was on the air, I mean, cab drivers would be honking their horns at her as we walked down. I mean, that character and the actress were just, you know, queen. And so if we were together at a restaurant or whatever, people, or on the street, they would stop her, because that's the other thing when you're on television, you come into their home, so you're very accessible. The fork could be just this close to your mouth and they come over and grab it to talk to you. But anyway, the understanding was people would come up and they'd say, oh, Valerie, we just love you. You're so wonderful. And if they just go on about what a wonderful person or actress she is, she would just take it, and I was allowed to just stand in the background and, you know, wait for it to be finished. But if they said anything about Rhoda or the character or anything, she would then turn to me and say, well, this is the person, this is the writer of the show, this is the executive producer, whatever. And typically this would be the person. This would be the response, which in general is Hollywood's response to writers. It would be, I'm talking to Valerie now as a fan, you are so wonderful, and this is the right, so, you know, you are just and that's pretty much the way writers are treated in series. And so we were colleagues. She always would introduce me as her boss, which was, I guess, technically true. And we became good friends too at the same time, and have remained very close friends. Rhoda went off the air in 1978, and we're still friends. At that time, Monday Night Football with Howard Cosell and Don Meredith and Frank Gifford was like huge. And we were told, of course, we were watching our show at a party, so I didn't know until the next day that on the broadcast of Monday Night Football, the night of Rhoda's wedding, Howard Cosell actually said, I wish we could hurry this game up a little so we can get home to watch Rhoda's wedding. But that was an incredible social phenomenon. At the time, it was the most watched show in the history of television. It's still probably up there in the top 5 or 10. I don't know the statistics. But I mean, we received, I don't even know, hundreds if not thousands of wedding gifts. And people had parties and they dressed up for Rhoda's wedding. And it was a phenomenon like few others, but that's the way Rhoda was embraced that way as a character by women. I got a letter from some women who were working in the Gerald Ford White House in the West Wing, and they said, we love watching Mary and seeing the woman that we could be, but we watch Rhoda and see the woman that we are. And that so really defined it. I mean, Mary was beloved and still is, but not everyone could be that thin and perfect and with that smile and everything. More people were like Rhoda, you know, and self-deprecating and always having to lose weight and all of that, you know, much more openly flawed.
How close is that to Valerie herself, would you say?
Valerie's a very down-to-earth person. Her roots are pretty strong and pretty basic. But I think she herself has a lot more self-confidence than Rhoda ever did.